Hello, this is week 9, and this week we're learning about symbolic thought, play, language, literacy in the preschool years. So your chapter is really great information about how children play and how children learn language in the preschool years. About the socio-dramatic play, it's really important to remember when you're setting up a play center, in order to have the absolute richest play, children need to have some knowledge of what they're supposed to be doing in that center so that they can develop their play and learn from it. For instance, if you have a child that's never been to a grocery store and you set up a grocery store's dramatic play center in your classroom, that child will have no idea what they're supposed to be doing or what they could be doing in a grocery store. The same thing goes for a post office center or a florist center. Any of those centers, they have to have some background knowledge. So it's really important to provide those activities that are background knowledge before setting up a center. About the assignment this week, I want you to direct you to page 273 while I'm looking at the book here. This is Smilansky's socio-dramatic play elements, and they discuss these in the chapter, and it is so important for teachers to be able to implement these elements in order to enrich children's play. Then the chapter goes on and talks about all the different parts of language that's developed in the preschool years. And the one that I really want to pull out is the pragmatics, because that is probably the most difficult part of language that children have to learn. And it is culturally directed. By that, I mean, this is the language that deals with social language. How far do we stand apart? Do we get real close, or do we stand this far apart when we talk to each other? How formal are we? Do I talk to everybody like I would talk to my my doctor, or do I talk to everyone like I talk to my best friend? So we use different styles of language depending on who we're talking to. Children have to learn this. They learn this by watching, having other people model for them. They have to learn all those pieces of language that don't really make any sense. Like, for instance, if you're in my face-to-face classroom and I say, could you please go over to crack the window? Well, you know that I don't want you to throw a rock through the window so you can give it a crack. You know that I want you to open the window just a little bit so we can have some fresh air. But children have to learn that. And think about children who are English language learners. They're not only having to learn what the words actually mean, but they're having to learn that sometimes what the words mean is not what you actually want them to mean. So it's really, pragmatics is a huge piece for the preschooler to learn. And sometimes preschoolers have to do this in 2 languages when they're English language learners. So they are going through an enormous process of language development. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen and go to this week. I really hope you have an opportunity to watch this video. It's not very long, but it has Dr. Trawick Smith, the author of our textbook, talking briefly. And then the rest of the time, they show you this wonderful dramatic play center, the bakery, and all the wonderful things children are learning at this center. So it's really great information. Facilitating play interactions is due this week by Sunday at midnight. It's down here. Okay, so play interactions. And you've got Sean and Tabitha, and they're just really not interacting much, and they're also not learning a whole lot from what they're doing. It looks to me like they're just sort of sitting there for the most part. So you're the teacher in the classroom, the lead teacher. How would you facilitate their play interactions by using 1 through 7 to enrich this play. This is all addressed in the chapter. And put yourself in this teacher's shoes, and what would you do to make this a better learning experience for Sean and Tabitha? If you have any questions at all, please let me know. If we can set up a Zoom appointment. If you have questions about enrollment, which is coming up shortly, please let me know. As always, I always recommend that you take both the early childhood classes that are offered during the semester. In the springtime, we have 2 new courses offered. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.